Hello everyone. In this particular session, I am going to discuss about the React.js for beginners. So basically, React.js is a front-end framework which can be uh, used by the web developers to do their front-end development. And so, to know about the React or to start the journey about the React.js, the developers must know what is React and why basically it is used for. So for that purpose, I have prepared this small tutorial video. So let's get started. So here. Um, First of all, I want to give the definition of the React. So what is React? The React is basically a leading JavaScript libraries for developing front-end or GUI of web applications. And there are lots of similar frameworks like React. So if we want to name some of them, we can say Angular is there, Vue.js is there. So which is basically used for front-end development only. But the difference of React from these different types of like other frameworks is that React is completely based on the component. So the React development is completely based on component, and it is does not occupy any other fields or does not try to focus on any other fields except the component based GUI development. So for example, we can say Angular is a complete framework and gives you a lot of features out of the box, such as dependency injection, hooks, routing system, forms handling, HTTP requests, animations, and a strong module system with easy loading. Even the React is better than I can't say better, but it's like more useful, or it is more used in the markets for their component based GUI development strategy. So here I'll be discussing some basic points about React to start your journey on React.js, about your full stack development or front-end development journey. So for before starting React, you must need some prerequisites, and in that prerequisites, I can say you must know the basic of HTML, basics of CSS, and the basics of JavaScript. So basics of HTML, I can say like the HTML elements, HTML form, table, div, list tags, with their attributes. And in case of basics of CSS, such as styling of HTML elements, CSS selectors, box model, etc., you must know. And the basics of JavaScript can be like declaration of variables, conditional statements, loops, data types, DOM manipulations, event triggering, etc. So here I have mentioned DOM manipulation. So DOM manipulation is basically the document object model. Is a cross-platform and the language interface that treats an XML or HTML document as a tree structure. As a tree structure wherein each node is an object representing a part of the document. So it contains like it consider the HTML or CSS XML file, our HTML or XML file as a tree format, and each node is an object representing a part of that document. So which is basically known as DOM in short. So in prerequisites, the basics of HTML, basics of CSS, and basics of JavaScript must be required. So now starting the 6 points of React to start your journey as a front-end developer. So for that purpose, the first one is basics. No matter which framework or which library you will be using for web development, you must know the basics of I can say like you HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three are mandatory fields, because without these three fields, you can start your web development course or web development professions. The next one is general development skills. It doesn't matter whether you are a front-end developer or a back-end developer or even a full-stack software engineer, you must know some general development skills to survive in the programming world. So this is the general development skills you require for starting your journey as a developer or as a programmer. The third one is learn React.js. So this is the main deal here, because you'll be starting your journey as a front-end developer or as a React developer. So to start that, you must need some documentation to read. So for that, you can follow the official website of React, and where you can get everything related to React, and each and every concept is explained written there in a very understandable format. But as a beginner, it might be a little bit overwhelming for you, but still it's very helpful. The next point, I can say, learn build tools, because as a developer, if you are starting your journey as a developer, you must know some knowledge about the basics of the development tools. So here I can mention some tools, like some build tools are there, or some unit testing tools are there, some debugging tools are there. So you must know these things. You must know these tools to start your journey as a professional developer. So for that purpose, for development, I can say there are lots of tools are there. So you can just Google it or research on it. You will get it. The next point is styling. So for front-end developers, the styling is a very important thing, which they should which can attract the people's eyes to, once they look into it. So for that purpose, the styling, the front-end developers or any developers must know about this styling. And if you are aiming to become a front-end developer like React developer, then knowing a little bit of styling will not hurt. So even though the roadmap mentions a lots of stuff like CSS preprocessors, CSS frameworks, CSS architectures, and CSS in JS, but the basics of styling you must know to start your journey as a front-end developer. The sixth point is state management. So this is another important area for React developers to focus upon, and the state management is simply a way to engender the communication or data sharing between the components and the um, between the components of the React. Since we already know like React is completely based on the component, so to share the data between or communicate between the components, you must know we must have to use some concepts, right? So for that purpose, we can use state management concept, and which is basically very helpful for sharing or communicating between the components of the React.js file. So these are the basic factors. This is basic points that we must focus on before starting our journey as a front-end developer or as a React.js developer. So the next session will be coming very soon, because this is just the beginning about the React.js, which the developers must understand or know about uh, React.js or about the basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to start their journey as a React developer. So next part will be coming very soon. So stay tuned. Thank you.